Hello, everyone. Just kind of wanted to check in today about diets that I've tried that either the diet failed or I failed at the diet. Um, since I've been on apparently a weight loss journey for the last 20 years or so, um, the lighting in here sucks, by the way. I'm just putting that out there. I've tried this light, I tried that light, I tried no light. I'll get the swing of this. I will. I will. Anyway, so I just wanted to go over a couple of the diets that I've tried from 15 to 35. I'll leave out the eating disordered years because there certainly are tips and tricks that go with that, but those are really on the anemia blogs where, teenage girls share tips about how to see your hip bones and your rib cage and how to not eat and do that kind of stuff. So I really don't want to kind of promote that. Probably in another video, I'll give you a good old bedwetting liberal trigger warning. I'm a bedwetting liberal, so don't judge and talk about it there. So in the interim, I just want to start it with it's one that I joke with the people that I work with because I work primarily with women, and this is not exclusive to women, but it's very common among women. And I'm the only man on the floor that I work with, so it's around the lunch table. Um, I find that women, when they're speaking with each other and the topic of body weight and that comes up, um, it's like always it's like a bad competition that nobody wins. One person will complain about their stomach, and they'll say, "But not you. You have the perfect stomach." And then they go to the next one and says, "I hate my stomach, but you have the best thighs." And that person says, "I hate my thighs, but I love your hair." And it's this big circle that goes on. And God forbid a woman is comfortable with her looks or doesn't participate. I think the other people think she's a bitch. So, and gay men do this to each other as well. Um, I wouldn't say to a lesser degree, but they do it a little differently. So go out for a cigarette break after lunch. We only get a half hour to eat, so you try to suck down as many as you can. And we were joking, hey, smoke yourself thin. Every time you're hungry, just have a cigarette. Now, if this was I Love Lucy times, that probably would be a little more, I don't know, palatable. Cigarettes, I think, may have been marketed as such. Don't quote me on that. But so I've tried that over time, trying to smoke to kill my appetite to appease some sort of oral fixation, and it works and it doesn't. I know that times where I've stopped smoking, I've gained weight. Um, Sidebar: I'm on a weight loss journey. I'm a cigarette smoker. I have a couple other unhealthy habits. It is what it is. This is the thing about my health I'm tackling right now. There was other journeys still to be had. I will take those on at that time and place. This is where I'm at now, and this is what I'm working on now. So if you see a cigarette pass back and forth in front of the camera, feel free to judge me, but don't hate me. I'm doing what I can, okay? So, smoke yourself thin didn't work. Um, I was on Slim Fast when I was about 15 or 16. That was the first beginning of a diet where I lost about 100 pounds, and I lost the first 30 on Slim Fast. It was disgusting, but having one for breakfast, one for lunch, and only have to worry about dinner wasn't too bad. And just you don't eat any other time. So the instructions were simple. Um, I didn't have a whole lot of energy. I mean, I was a teenager, so I had about that much energy, but not much more than that. So it didn't really last. I mean, literally, I did it for like 3, 4 months, and then it was just too much. Atkins, I can't eat that much meat and fat. I like carbs. I'm a human being, for God's sake. I can't live on tuna and salad and, um, all the kind of stuff that goes with it. I remember there was an infomercial when I was a kid. So let's talk like early 90s, called the Protein Power Plan. And it was the original reinvention of the Atkins thing. I remember it was all low fat. in the 90s. Everything was fat free. There was no cholesterol in anything. Susan Powder ran shit. So everyone was eating high volume, low fat foods. Um, and then it all switched again. And then we're into Atkins, where you can eat a pound of bacon and a bowl of pork rinds, but you can't have an orange for some reason. So that didn't work for me either. So sorry, Atkins, but no. Didn't you have a heart attack or something anyway? Um, I might be making shit up to try to prove a point, but I feel like that might be true. So, vegan, I was vegan in high school. It was a total cover for having an eating disorder. It just allowed me to exclude fat, meat, dairy, eggs. What do you know? Foods with fat in them from my entire diet. I would wager that a lot of people I know who are vegan, underweight, they look sickly, sometimes near dead. There's healthy vegans, they take care of themselves, they do it really well. There's other folks who have serious eating issues and they cover it with these lifestyle choices. Veganism is probably more of a lifestyle than a diet. I was using it that way. It's probably why it didn't stick. It's just not for me. Ketogenic, again with the carbs. And I get a stomach ache if I eat a lot of fat. Um, there was this stuff where you put butter in coffee and whiz it up, and I almost yacked all over the kitchen floor. Um, so that didn't work for me. Coconut oil, not that it's part of the keto thing, but it kind of came up at the same time. I tried oil pulling, where you suck on oil and it detoxifies your body and then you spit it out. So gross. It might, even if it is life saving and life giving, I'd rather be dead than have to do that for any period of time. Um, Now, that sounds bitter, and it is. I own that, but still, it's okay. If you're doing it and you're feeling good and you're detoxed and you're living life and you're dropping weight like crazy and your hair's thicker and your teeth are whiter, go for it. Absolutely go for it. I would if those were the results I think I would be getting, but no. And then gluten free. Shut up. If you have celiac disease, if you get a rash, if you need an EpiPen, but when you eat gluten, go ahead. If it's just the first thing you say every time you sit down at the table and we have to order special food and you claim it gives you hives, but no one sees them but you, um, screw off, pretty much. So those are the kind of diets and changes that I've tried. At the moment, all I'm doing is calorie counting. Like I said, maybe if you wanted to pin down what I'm doing, it would be intermittent fasting, 16/8. So I eat late at night. I usually eat something around maybe 6 or 7 p.m., 300 of those calories. Then I have another 7 or 800 of those calories in real food. It's all real food: fruits, vegetables, meat, whole grains, some fat in there because it helps me feel full. Greek yogurt, good food. It's out there now. People know what good food is. And then I save about 500 calories for junk. So I might have ice cream. I might have some Fig Newtons. They're not too bad junk wise. They're like 50 calories each, and they're practically fat free, and it feels like fruit. Some nights I'll just have oatmeal with some dried fruit in it for dessert too. And I just cap it there. I like to binge eat. That's an old eating disorder behavior, but it feels so good. So what I'll do is save up most of my calories for the night. That goes with the intermittent fast. Down it all at once. I feel full, nurtured, satisfied. All those emotions that food isn't supposed to do for you. You're supposed to get it from people in real life. Well, food still kind of does it for me. I love eating. So I get to binge, get to have a good time with that, and it doesn't put the weight on. So it's actually still been coming off. Might have slowed down to 2 pounds a week. It was at 2.5 for a while, but so those are things that I've tried and failed. If you've tried any of them and it's still working, I am happy for you. I don't begrudge you. These things did not work for me. They did not work for a long period of time. Part of it is that they were just not a good fit for me. I really do believe any diet will work as long as you can stick to it. I couldn't stick to these. They just were not for me. But if you're doing it and you're doing the deal and you're feeling better, looking better, and you're at a weight that's acceptable to you, that allows you to maintain your health and vitality, go for it. What I'm doing right now is working for me. And we'll get to the smoking at some point. But for now, this journey is weight loss. So thank you for tuning in, and I will check with you all later. Bye.